You deserve and you are entitled to an abundant love life. It is your birthright. This is the law. We're going live.
We'll do it live.
This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
Woo! It's Woo Woo Wednesday, baby. We're going to be talking about the law of attraction today, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about your mindset and your paradigm. A lot of you guys could be absolutely killing it in dating and relationships right now, but you don't believe either consciously or subconsciously that you are worthy of it. And all of this comes from your paradigm, from your subconscious programming. You know, it's funny, before I get into this, I got a beef with that Aaron Clary guy. He did a review of my book and was talking about how I like talking about the subconscious and working on your subconscious. And he's like, you know, I get stuff done around my place because conscious Clary does that, not my subconscious, not subconscious Clary. Here's the thing about your subconscious mind. We're going to get into it, but 90%, like 90, 95% of what you do on a daily basis, you do without even thinking about it. And it's all because of your paradigm. And that all comes from your subconscious mind. And that all comes from habits that you've built up over time. That's why you're able to drive to work and zone out and then show up there and not know how you got there. Because your subconscious mind has done it a million times and it took over. Okay. So F you, Clary. It's not just conscious Clary doing stuff. Okay. You bastard. Love that man. Okay. Paul, what is your paradigm? How is it created? I'm glad you asked, Mr. Internet Guy. So I did this a couple months ago. I learned this from Bob Proctor. And the first time I tried doing this, I tried doing it live using MS Paint. Bad idea. So what I did last night, I still used MS Paint, but I took these pictures and I put them into a PowerPoint to make it a little bit faster and a little more clean, right? And that way I also have it saved so I can use this again and again because this is genius, okay? So I'm going to explain to you guys what a paradigm is, and I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but I'm going to make it so clear that even a child can understand what we're talking about. So what we're going to do here, let's see here. We're going to add this to the stage. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. But let this represent you, right, as a baby. And then this here, where your head is, it's only half of a head. Because when you're a baby, all you have really is your subconscious mind. You're just a walking sponge, just soaking up information. And here we have your subconscious mind is programmed with your paradigm. Okay. And your paradigm, see that, I don't know if you can read that. It's pretty small, but it says paradigm/S. So the S there represents subconscious mind. And your paradigm is nothing more than a series of habits that you collect over time. And habits are ideas that are fixed in your subconscious mind that you act on without any conscious thought, right? So Aaron Clary, when he gets an idea, he stops and he writes it down on a pad of paper so that he has a live stream thing. That's one of the things he does. He's a very creative guy. I guarantee he's developed this habit over time. He doesn't even think about it. He goes, bam, gets an idea, just goes over to his pad and does that. That's his subconscious mind. So F you, Clary. So your habits you act on without any conscious thought. And our actions produce our results. So that's the little arrow there pointing to R meaning results. To be more clear, our actions cause reactions, and our reactions alter our environment, circumstances, and conditions in our lives. Okay. Now, upon birth, we're programmed genetically via our DNA, right? That's why you look like your mom or your dad or whatever. But after birth, we are programmed with our outside world. So that's represented by OW up here in the upper left there. We're programmed by our outside world. If you were born to a Roman Catholic family in New York, but you were immediately, as a baby, taken to China, and you were given to some family in the provinces of China, you would have no knowledge of the English language. You probably would have a completely different religion. You might not even have a religion, because all of that kind of stuff comes from our outside world. And that goes into program our paradigm and how we see the world. And at a certain age, we got a lot of information right here. At a certain age, we develop a psychic barrier that pops up, right? And that's that represented by that line there over top of the paradigm. That's your psychic barrier. In NLP, we call this the critical factor. In one of the law of attraction books I read, he refers to this as the ego, but basically this is a barrier that protects our subconscious mind from the outside world, right? It's like it protects our paradigm. We've got it programmed. We don't want to change it. And so I like the idea of this being the ego from the law of attraction book that I read, because your ego, like your its whole job is to keep you alive, right? It doesn't want you to change. You're breathing right now. Don't change. Okay. So any kind of information that comes in that goes against your paradigm, that ego is going to reject it. Okay. So that's what that line is. It's like a shield that protects your worldview. Okay. And then we also develop a conscious mind. So that's represented by C in the upper half of your head. That's your conscious mind. Okay. And this has sensory factors, right? And that's represented by these stars here. There's 5 of them, right? We have smell, touch, taste, sight, and hearing. One of the things I've learned with NLP is that it's very important to understand how people see the world. Some people are very auditory learners. Some people are visual learners. Some people are hands-on or kinesthetic learners, right? And so, like, that's your primary way of learning. And if you can understand someone's primary way of learning, you can talk to them using their language that they understand better, right? Like someone who's a kinesthetic, touchy-feely person, they use I feel a lot. I feel like this. I feel like that, as opposed to I think like this and I think like that. And in this space, we often say that's masculine versus feminine, but it also has to do with someone's learning style, right? So anyway, one other cool thing about this is that if you want someone to reprogram their subconscious mind and you want them to visualize something, if you can get them in their own mind to visualize using all their senses, it becomes more real. It becomes more real to them, right? So if you ever do a coaching session with me and and we're going to go do some NLP stuff, I'll ask you like, hey, what's the air smell like? Right. The other night, I was working with one of the guys, and I had him imagine being on a date with a younger woman. And I asked him, I said, hey, lean in. What's her perfume smell like? Right. That makes it real. And if your mind can't tell the difference between between what you're imagining and what you're actually experiencing. And once your mind believes something's real, it'll try to make it real in real life too, right? Okay. We also have intellectual factors. That's represented by IF over here on the right. That's your intuition, perception, will, reason, imagination. And this blue line here, you might not be able to read that, but that says information. So information's going into your conscious mind. So information flows into our conscious mind, and we have the ability to think what we want to think. But what do we end up thinking? We end up thinking ideas that are in harmony with our paradigm, with our pre-programmed conscious mind or subconscious mind, right? An idea could come in and we'll still if it's something that goes against our paradigm, we'll say that's not true. That's not true. Or I can't do that. Or they won't let me do that, right? Because that's a part of your paradigm. And boop. See, there's a negative there on the left and a positive on the right. You could build negative ideas or you can build positive ideas, but those ideas will typically be in harmony with your paradigm, either way. And if your paradigm was created with X type ideas, you will have X type thoughts. Okay. If you have been raised in lack and limitation your whole life, that you're not good enough, or you can't afford stuff, or nobody loves you, I can never have hot women, it is what it is, you'll never have what you want, you'll never make the money you want, you'll never have the life you want, if that is your thinking. Okay? Intellectually, you can know that you could potentially have those things, but your paradigm says no. Paradigm says no. So you continue on your path. But I'm telling you this today. You might consciously agree with it, but you'll make ideas that are in harmony with your paradigm that'll tell you that you can't do it for whatever reason. Okay? I'm going to be telling you this kind of stuff today. And if you don't actively do the steps needed to change your paradigm, you're going to reject everything I said today. Okay? Your paradigm is controlling your results. And if you want to change your results, you have to change your paradigm. You have to reprogram it. But hear me now. Believe me later. You have full control and power to change it. Okay? Say it with me. I'm going to put this backstage here. I have full control and power to change my paradigm. Let's say it again. I have full control and power to change my paradigm. I have full control and power to change my paradigm. I have full control and power to change my paradigm. I have full control and power to change my paradigm. All right. Y'all aren't saying it with me. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Guys, do like, subscribe, and hit those notifications. I have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please don't be quiet in the chat today. Please don't be quiet. Please sound off in there. I like hearing from you. And if you get value out of this type of content, do please send a super chat. I know you guys got the money. I know you guys have it. Send in $500 super chats. But if you guys send me $20 today, you'll break up all this woo-woo and all this heavy talk. And we'll break it up with some fun bouncing tatas. Okay. We actually have a super chat here. Let me get to it real quick. We have a couple of them here. Brother Nathan with a $2 super chat. Get Paul's book and start investing. Yes, that would be a good idea.
I was just going to say it. This guy fucks. Am I right?
Yes, he definitely fucks. We have, oh, hey, Brother Lee's in the house this morning. Brother Lee, just so Paul has to see the word icky this, you son of a bitch. Look at this.
Damn, that's a cold ass honky.
He is a cold ass honky for sending that. Oh man. All right. According to the hermetic principle of cause and effect, as explained in the Kybalion, every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Another term for this is action and reaction. This is Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's like this. A lot of guys are like, Paul, I don't believe in this law of attraction stuff. That's cool, man. That's kind of like saying, I don't believe in the law of gravity. The law of gravity is working whether you believe in it or not. You could go jump off a building today and be like, I don't believe in this shit. And then you will fall to your death. Okay. Unless it's a short building, Paul. Like, Paul, if it's only like, if it's only a 10-foot high shed, I probably won't die. Okay. Stop spurging out on me. But you get the point. The law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, all these universal laws are working whether you believe in it or not. So you might as well use it to your advantage, right? So another term for this is action and reaction. It's Newton's third law. That means that if you take the right actions, you will create the right reactions, which will get you the results you want by motherfucking universal law. Okay? That's why I said all this stuff is yours by law. The only caveat is you got to take the right actions. Now, if you go back a couple of episodes, I explained how the law of attraction is a sub-principle under 3 hermetic laws of the universe. The principle of mentalism. I already explained how your paradigm works in your own mind, right? The principle of vibration, which states nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This is true at a subatomic quantum level, but we won't get into that today. And then we have the principle of cause and effect. Again, going back to the stick figure, our subconscious mind creates our actions create our results, right? But that's because our actions create reactions that create our results. You see? Hermetic principles. I'm telling you right now that whatever you want in this world, it's already yours. Okay? You just have to believe it. If you don't believe it right now, you have to convince yourself. And I'm telling you, it's yours by law. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. Okay? Werner von Braun said, the natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships. We can send people to the moon, and you can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. Now, if you don't know who Dr. Werner von Braun was, he was the NASA director of the Marshall Space Flight Center under JFK, and he was in charge of the first moon landing. And when Kennedy went to von Braun and asked him what it would take for us to get to the moon, von Braun simply said, the sheer will to do it. That's it. That's all it will take. We just have to want it. We have to want it badly enough, right? Another funny thing about von Braun was that he was a Nazi. He worked for the Nazi rocket program or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. Many of you are not getting the results you want in life, not because you can't do it, but because you lack the belief that you can, and or you lack the will to do it. Right? Many of you are side characters in your own story. But you could be the hero of your own story. Do you ever think about that? You guys stop and think about that for a minute. A lot of you guys are just side characters in your own life story. You're supporting cast. A lot of you guys are NPCs. Have you ever heard that? You probably hear that a lot in the space. Like, oh, everybody out here is NPCs. They don't think from themselves. They're like sheep. They just tiptoe through life, hoping they make it safely to death. They're not actually living and experiencing life. They're just existing. Is that you? Is that you right now? You could be the hero of your own story. You just lack the belief in yourself and the will to fix it, to do what's necessary. Oh, we got Ethereal Warrior. Hi, at work listening in. Oh, cool. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. CW says, I have full control and power to change my paradigm. Damn right you do. Let's see here. That's why gym weight doesn't lie. You can't go and say, I'm going to lift 500 pounds. Well, you can say, I'm going to lift 500 pounds eventually. If other guys can do it, online money, why can't you? You know, the simplest thing in the world is, it's called modeling, right? If you want to experience a life that someone else is already experiencing, all you got to do is go find out what they did. How'd you do this? Like, how'd you get here, man? Right now, some guys will charge you like a coaching fee, right? As they should, because time is valuable. But all you got to do is ask these guys, what did you do to get here? And if you do exactly the same shit that they did, you will get there. Right? So if you want to lift 500 pounds in the gym, yeah, you probably can't do that today. But there's no reason why you can't, 6 months from now, a year from now, if you keep going consistently to the gym and putting in that action that it will take to fucking get there. It's not magic. It's not daddy magic. Guys, Nurse Chick says, Woo Woo Wednesday. Yes, smash that like button for Woo Woo Wednesday. All right, guys. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Get on my email list.comeonmanpod.com. I'm not spamming you guys. I don't send out a whole lot of emails. Usually if I drop like a new product or something, I'll send out an email for that. Today, we're having a flash sale, 24-hour flash sale for my Practical Law of Attraction course. I'll probably send an email about that later. But that's it, right? Oh, I'm talking about my email list. Get on the email list. I'll also send you a bunch of free stuff, right? You get 20 dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture a woman's attention the first 7 words. You also get free stickers. If you don't want stickers, just put don't want stickers in the address field. I won't waste a stamp on you. But you also get a free chapter of my book, Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. I do talk about the law of attraction. It's the first chapter because once you master your mind and your paradigm and you figure out you can have anything you want in this world, everything else just falls into place after that. Once you get your mind right, everything else falls into place. It's like fucking magic. And we are talking about the law of attraction today. I do have a practical law of attraction course. If you didn't know, there's basically 3 explanations for the law of attraction, right? There's a spiritual one, right? We're going to get into spiritual stuff a little bit today. But, God exists in everybody and he's doing the works, right? It's like Jesus said, it's not I that doeth the work, it's the Father that doeth the work, right? Okay. If you believe in that sort of thing, maybe you don't. A lot of guys don't. There's also a quantum theory explanation for this thing, right? That we're all connected. We're all connected at the subatomic particle level. There's this thing called quantum field theory. It's hard to wrap your mind around, right? And then there's the simple psychological explanation that your paradigm creates your actions create reactions, and those reactions create your results, right? It's very fucking simple, very easy to believe. That's what my course is about. I try to take all that kind of mystical chick crack out of it and make it practical for the everyman to use. Let me play a commercial for that, and then we'll get back to the topic today. Are you struggling to find a good quality woman? They are very rare indeed these days. If you spend any time at all watching content in the men's podcast space, or you spend time on dating apps or going out to clubs, you're seeing low quality, promiscuous women. You're finding women with daddy issues and personality disorders, or a myriad of other red flags, and you are frustrated. I get it, brother, but what if I were to tell you that the reason why you're only seeing these types of women is because of your mindset, because of your paradigm? We get what we focus on in life, and you have trained your mind to focus on the type of women that you don't want. So those are the types of women that keep showing up for you again and again. Let's change that mindset today. If you're a guy looking to attract high-quality, submissive women into your life, then I've got the perfect solution for you. And let me tell you, brother, it's all about mindset. That's right, you've got to reprogram your thinking to focus on the type of women you do want. That's where my Practical Law of Attraction course comes in. It's packed with proven psychology-based techniques that will help you manifest your dream woman. Trust me, you won't find this stuff anywhere else. Explained in such a simple, easy-to-use way. And let me tell you, when you start using these methods, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start changing for you. Picture this, you're out on the town, feeling confident and magnetic. All the women are drawn to you like moths to a flame. And best of all, you're attracting the type of women that are submissive and high quality. It's not that they weren't there before, it's that you weren't aware of them before. My course will teach you how to be more hyper aware of the kind of women that you actually want. It will teach you to believe that you're the most attractive man around. And when you believe it, you'll carry yourself that way. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for my course today. Visit loa.comeonmanpod.com. That's loa.comeonmanpod.com. Start living the life you've always dreamed of. Don't miss out on this opportunity to up your game and find the woman of your dreams. The law of attraction is nothing without action. So what are you waiting for? Act now. Act now, guys. So in this book, Thought Vibration, or Law of Attraction in the Thought World, came out in 1908, written by a guy named William Walker Atkinson. I've decided that this is going to be my next series after Book of Book. It's very short, right? This guy also wrote this book. Came out the same year. Although he used a pen name for this one. He calls himself the Three Initiates in this one. Sounds very mystical and shit, but same dude. Same dude. He says, you are entitled to the best there is, for it is your direct inheritance. So don't be afraid to ask, demand, and take. The good things of the world are not portions of any favored sons. They belong to all, but they come only to those who are wise enough to recognize that the good things are theirs by right, and who are sufficiently courageous enough to reach out to them. Here's the thing about the law of attraction, or if you prefer, your own mind. It believes whatever you tell it. It believes whatever you tell it, right? The law of attraction, or your subconscious mind, it believes whatever you tell it. If you tell yourself that you're the most attractive man in Colorado, or whatever state you're in, and you say it enough times, you're going to start walking around like you're the motherfucking man. All right. And guess what? You'll start noticing women checking you out too, because you'll be walking around very confidently, and women notice that sort of thing. Okay. If you tell yourself you're a worthless piece of shit and nobody wants you, you will act accordingly. You'll have meek and shy body language, or you'll have very closed off body language that repels people, that tells people to go away. You'll do this without even thinking about it. Okay. That's your paradigm. Royce's 11th commandment of Poon says this. And if you guys don't know, I was just on the Men of Action podcast yesterday, and also a couple of weeks ago. They're doing a whole series on the history of the manosphere, the history of Red Pill. And we did a part 1 and part 2 of Royce's 16 Commandments of Poon. So I was on there last night, and we were talking about these things, which I was like, oh, I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this to my show notes, right? Yours by law. Okay. A lot of guys in this space come to my podcast because they're in the red pill space, right? Royce is one of the original 3 R's of the manosphere, the 3 R's of red pill. Okay. Royce, Rollo, and Roosh. So Royce's 11th commandment of Poon says, be irrationally self-confident. No matter what your station in life, stride through the world without apology or excuse. It does not matter if objectively you are not the best man a woman can get. What matters is that you think and act like you are. Women have a dog's instinct for uncovering weakness in men. Don't make it easy for them. Self-confidence, warranted or not, triggers submissive emotional responses in women. Irrational self-confidence will get you more pussy than rational defeatism. That's how we're tying in what we're talking about today to red pill. God bless Royce. Now, there's things that women say they want, things they think they want, and then there's things that women actually respond to. This is by law, right? Attraction is not a choice. Women respond to a bold and confidence women respond to boldness and confidence the same way men respond to a great pair of tits. Okay. This is by law. They're hardwired for this sort of thing. Now, it's funny, on the podcast yesterday with the Men of Action, one of the guys on there, he was saying, he's like, you got to be careful with this one, because that irrational self-confidence, that might, turn you into a narcissist. And you don't want to be a narcissist. And I was like, I disagree. I disagree, because narcissism is one of the dark triad traits, right? You have narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. And those dark triad traits have been proven to be desired by women. Why do you think every woman's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband is a fucking narcissist? Because women fucking love narcissistic men. So don't be so afraid of becoming a narcissist. Women dig that shit. Okay. But Paul, I'm not confident. How can I have irrational self-confidence if I'm not confident? Listen, whether you believe you are or believe you're not, you're right, brother. You're right. Right? It's kind of like what Henry Ford said. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Okay? We believe whatever we tell ourselves. So if you say, I'm not confident, you won't be. But if you say, I am confident, 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 God damn it, you're going to be confident. Okay? Might take a couple days, might take a couple days every day for several weeks, but you're going to build that shit up and you're going to start believing that stuff, right? If you want to be confident, you got to change that belief. Okay? Guys, there's a lot of guys in here. Hey, what's up, Lord Venom? Yo, yo, yo. Smash that like button, brother. Guys, join the beer club, beer.comeonmanpod.com. We're fucking changing lives over here. We're changing lives over here. We got 2 guys in the group that have lost significant weight. We have one guy that's lost over 100 pounds now. We have another guy that's lost over 40 pounds now, and he's basically cured himself from type 2 diabetes. Fucking insane what these guys are doing. And all they are doing is swapping notes, holding each other accountable, and leveling up. They're also sharing memes every fucking day. You guys see my memes on social media? Like, most of the time it's coming from the guys at Beer Club. They're just dropping fucking crazy memes in there all the time. And I'm like, oh, I'm sharing that one. I'm sharing that one. But it's just a good group of dudes. One of the things I learned from Dr. Robert Glover's book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, is how important it is for men to connect with other men. A lot of guys go through the world with this sort of lone wolf mentality that they can't rely on anybody and that, they're on their own. And red pill sort of reinforces that, right? They're like, hey, no one's going to come to save you and all that kind of shit. But the thing is, it doesn't fucking have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay. Men actually do better with our mental health and everything in life if we connect and we fucking help each other, right? We connect with other men, other like-minded men, and help each other level up. It's so beneficial. And it's only $10 a month, and it's only ever going to be $10 a month because I want it to be accessible for the everyman, right? I don't want like only exclusive 1%ers and shit in my group. Now, if you want to be a 1%er and join the group, please do. That's going to just lift everyone else up. Right? But this is for everybody. Okay. It's for men. It's for men only. It's for every man. Okay. So if you want to connect with other like-minded guys, this is an opportunity to do it. We also get together once a month for a video call, but the real value is in the Telegram community. Guys are in there chatting all the time, swapping notes all the time. We got guys that are out there on the dating circuit right now, fucking absolutely killing it on dating apps. I had this guy on Twitter yesterday talking about how, dating apps are they're a complete waste of time and all this kind of stuff. And I go, well, for you, maybe. He's like, no, for everybody. Sorry if that ruins your grift. And I'm like, you're not ruining my grift, bro. I got guys in Beer Club that are fucking absolutely killing it on the dating apps right now. Brother Nathan in the chat right now, he is taking full advantage of hot girl summer right now on the dating apps. So don't tell me that it's a waste of time for every guy. Most of y'all just don't want to put the fucking work in to make it work for you. Okay. Join Beer Club. We can help you with that. And then, guys, I am a certified master life coach. I am a certified master NLP practitioner. If you need help changing your paradigm, changing your worldview, how you think, I can help you with that. That's really what NLP is all about. It stands for neuro-linguistic programming. And it's designed to reprogram your belief system and reprogram your emotions, reprogram your subconscious and your habits. It's fucking phenomenal what I'm doing with this stuff. Since I started practicing it and since I started working with the guys, my coaching clients with it, like I'm seeing drastic changes in some people. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch. All right, guys. So people come to Rule Zero shows and Rule Zero panelist shows to get some actionable information, don't they? Omega says, I am confident that I am confident. Fuck yeah, man. And CW says, put in effort equals get results. That's right. Sergio with was that a 2 pound, or is that right? 2 pounds. Super chat, NLP type of thing. Exactly. Honestly, if you guys really want to get down to it, like all the law of attraction stuff that you find out there, it's really just NLP in disguise. It's all NLP in disguise. I'm going to give him this one right here.
I'm just going to say it. This guy fucks. Am I right?
Definitely fucks. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, guys, what are some things that you can do to start changing your paradigm? Some actionable information you can actually walk away with today, okay? I periodically say that you can have anything you want in this world, but you must first become the man that would have those things. So here are some qualities that guys who are good with women have, okay? Confidence, boldness, assertiveness, decisiveness, dominance, right? A dominant masculine presence. Shout out to RP Thor. Notice I didn't say 6-pack abs and fucking Ferrari and shit, okay? These are all traits that any one of you can fucking have today, okay? Now, some of these things are skills that you can easily learn and practice, right? Assertiveness, being more decisive, that's a skill, okay? Having a dominant masculine presence, that's a skill, okay? But a lot of this stuff, most of this stuff, starts up here. It's a mindset type thing, okay? So if you could develop these qualities and mindset, you will by law be more attractive to women. Okay. And like I said before, if other guys can develop these qualities, why can't you? If one man can do something, another man can do it. Okay. In one of these law of attraction books, I think it was a Bob Proctor thing, maybe it was just a lecture, but for a long time, nobody believed that anybody could run a 4-minute mile, right? Nobody believed it was possible for the human body to do it until someone fucking did it. And then once one person fucking did it, a lot of runners started to do it. A lot of people, they just need to see that someone else can do something. And then once they see it, they go, oh shit, it's possible. It's possible. And then now they believe it. Now they're like, I see that it's possible. I can do it. Right. So all you got to do with all this kind of stuff is look around and see other guys fucking killing it and go, well, if they can do it, I can fucking do it. Okay. You got to have that. You got to develop that mindset. If one guy can do something, another guy can do it. Understand? Oh, but Paul, I'm not 6 feet tall. I don't make 6 figures. I don't have 6-pack abs. Nonsense. All self-limiting beliefs. All that shit. Okay. Royce's 12th commandment of Poon. Again, we're going back to red pill laws. Royce's 12th commandment of Poon says, maximize your strengths, minimize your weaknesses. This is really about figuring out how you can, instead of coming up, how you can do something rather than coming up with reasons why you can't do something, right? This is figuring out how you can versus why you can't, right? And listen to this. You will never argue with the reasons you give yourself, okay? You'll never argue with the reasons you give yourself, whether positive or negative, okay? So you might as well come up with reasons why you can do something. And I did this with one of my clients the other night, right? He was in a bad way. He was in a real bad way and beating himself up, all this negative self-talk. And so I just simply asked him, I said, hey man, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want to change? Okay. And he said, 7. And I go, wow, why did you rate yourself so high? Why do you want to change so bad? I go, most people in your spot, you know, with your kind of mentality right now, they rate themselves at a 3 or a 4. Why do you want it so bad? He starts coming up with reasons why he wants to change so bad. Literally the next fucking day, you start seeing putting in serious fucking effort to change. You'll never argue with reasons you give yourself. You understand? So you might as well give yourself positive reasons, right? Other than that, Atkinson said, back to Atkinson, in Thought Vibrations, he has some good suggestions for things you could do too, right? He says, develop the belief that you're a divine heir to the universe and the best it holds belongs to you and that there is enough for everybody. In the movie The Secret, Michael Beckwith said it pretty good too. He says there is a disease in the minds of humanity that says there's not enough to go around. And that's just not true. There's more than enough to go around. And a cool thing about law of attraction type stuff is that not everybody wants the same things, right? Because they're like, if everybody, you know, learned this stuff and wanted to be a billionaire, then there wouldn't be enough money to have everybody be billionaires. Well, the thing is, not everybody wants to be a billionaire. You know, some people just want to live minimalistically and go hiking all fucking day. Aaron Clary, shout out. So there's more than enough to go around. Develop the belief that you are entitled to everything you need for your growth and prosperity. You're entitled to it. And reject the idea of being humble and that it's somehow a virtue to do without these things, right? Oh, the meek shall inherit the earth. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. That's not what it means. Reject that idea. It's not a virtue to do without, Okay. You will live a more fulfilling life. The universe wants you to live a more fulfilling life, and you will only do that by getting the things you want out of this life, right? Going back to red pill, your own mental point of origin. What do you want? You can have it. Okay. You're entitled to it. Develop the belief that there is nothing to be afraid of in this world. And he says, be a man, not a crawling thing. Develop a mindset that nothing is too good for you. Not a thing, including any particular women, right? Oh, she's out of my league. She's too good for me. Reject that idea. No such thing. No such thing. Nothing is too good for you. Okay? But Paul, now we're getting into this narcissism shit again. Yeah, chicks dig that shit. Remember that. Remember that, okay? Another hermetic principle of the universe is the principle of polarity, right? It says everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but differing in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled, right? Everything has its pair of opposites. This law exists in our thoughts and emotions too. Did you know that you can only feel one emotion at a time? You can only have one feeler at a time. So if you're feeling like you're unworthy of love, you can become aware of it, because all this stuff comes down to your awareness. Okay. Your awareness of your own thoughts. Once you become aware of it, you can instantly change it by stopping what you're doing and focusing on its opposite. Right. So let's say you're feeling insecure, right? What's an opposite of being insecure? Confidence, right? You immediately start focusing on confidence. Just like shake that out of the insecurity, shake it out of your head and focus on confidence, right? Your mind's going to shift. Okay. So if you're feeling unworthy of love, you can immediately stop that by changing and focusing on the opposite. Start focusing on the fact that you are worthy of love, right? Say it out loud. I am worthy of love. Okay? Say it like you fucking mean it. I am worthy of love. Okay? I am worthy of love. All right? Now, that I am statement is powerful because it is a direct command to your subconscious mind. Right? If I ever give you guys, if you guys are ever working with me one-on-one and I give you like some affirmations to say, they're almost always going to start with an I am statement. Okay. Now there's a reason that we're going to get into the spiritual here, guys. Okay. So bear with me. If you guys are atheist or whatever, just, bear with me. I'm not telling you what to believe. There's a reason that God called himself I am in the Old Testament. Every single religion says that we are created from the source. If you're a Christian, Luke 17:21 says, "Behold, the kingdom of God is within you." And who appeared to Moses to give him the 10 commandments? It was I am. The I in I am exists within you. If you want to test this out, sit and actively start daydreaming and take a minute and observe your thoughts. You have the ability to observe your thoughts like a third-party observer. This is the I in your own mind. That is the essence of I am living within you. Once you realize this, you now have the power to control your thoughts. And let me tell you, it's an almost godlike power. I didn't even realize that until I read the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle or however you pronounce his name. And it's interesting. His story in that book, if I remember, I've only read it once, but if I remember right, he was like on the verge of unaliving himself. He was really depressed. And all of a sudden, he became aware of himself thinking, right? Like he had this almost like third party observer of his own thoughts and realized at that moment, like, what am I doing? What am I even thinking about? And once he realized that he had the power of the observer effect of his own mind, everything changed for him, you know? It's fascinating stuff. So there's a reason why God called himself I am in the Old Testament. But Paul, are you saying that you are God? No, I'm saying that if you're a religious person, it shouldn't be so hard for you to believe that the spark of the divine lives in all of us. Okay. John 14:10 of the NIV says, don't believe that I am the, or says, don't you believe that I am the Father? Fuck. Paul, are you saying fuck when you're quoting scripture? John 14:10 of the NIV says, don't you believe that I am in the Father and that the Father is in me? The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. But Paul, that's Jesus. He was special. Was he? Was he? Did you know? Did you know that the Catholics didn't even decide on Jesus being divine until the First Council of Nicaea in 325 AD when they came up with the Nicene Creed? Up until then, Jesus being divine was being debated. It was being debated for 300 fucking years, whether this guy was really divine or if he was, just a prophet, right? Did you know that Muslims talk about Jesus a ton in the Quran, but don't believe he was divine? But they do believe that he was a prophet. But Paul, we don't believe what those Muslims believe. Whatever. Just saying. Did you know that Jesus's real name was Yeshua in Hebrew, and the name Jesus is actually a Greek translation? Like that wasn't even his real name. Did you know that in the Bible, Jesus sort of goes missing from when he was 12 to when he was 29? The funny thing is about this is I've been saying that in 325 is when they decided when all the books in the Bible, like which books went in the Bible and which books didn't. Apparently that happened a little bit after this, right? I can't remember the date. I'll have to look that up. But there was all sorts of religious and Christian texts at that time, and a lot of them got taken out because it didn't fit with the narrative that the church wanted. These are texts called the Gnostic texts, right? And the Gnostic texts show that Jesus was actually attending the mystery schools sometime in this period. You know what they teach in the mystery schools, guys? You know what they teach in the mystery schools? Because he was living in Egypt. Remember, he escaped to Egypt. His family escaped to Egypt. He lived in Egypt for a while, right? In Egypt, they had mystery schools there. They also had mystery schools all over the area, right? There's Jewish mystery schools. But you know what they teach in the mystery schools? Hermetic principles. They teach hermetic philosophy. And the Kabbalion says it as, while all is in the all, and the all being God, the universe, or whatever you want to call it, it is equally true that the all is in all, right? So Jesus says, I am the Father, and the Father is in me. You see the similarity there? Paul, are you saying you don't think Jesus was divine? Dude, I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I do believe a man named Yeshua existed, though. Okay. There's lots of historic texts that talk about Yeshua outside of the Bible that point to him being a legit historical person. Okay. So I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just putting tidbits of information out there for you to think about. So do with all this stuff as you will. But you want to hear something that'll bake your noodle? You want to hear something that'll bake your noodle? Going back to I am. That was the God of the Old Testament. That was what the God of the Old Testament called himself when he met Moses, right? And gave him the 10 Commandments. On top of Mount Sinai, he says, I am that I am, or whatever. Now, the Gnostics also believe that the God of the Old Testament wasn't the real God, not the real creator of the universe. He was an aborted mistake created by one of the real creators, aeons, named Sophia, and he was called the Demiurge. That Demiurge created the world and wanted to enslave humans and wanted to make them forget about their divine essence. Okay. And that was the whole purpose of gnosis, right? Of the Gnostics, was to develop gnosis, or a knowing of the real God, right? And that was the whole purpose of gnosis. And it was to wake up to the realization that the divine spark of the creator exists in all of us. So getting back on topic, the I am in you is that divine spark. It's not some burning bush on top of a mountaintop. Okay? So own that shit. Own that shit, man. All of this around you is connected to you. It's all a part of you. It's all made of the same stuff. We are literally made out of stardust. We're all made from the source. And if that's true, then going back to the original premise of all of this episode, whatever you want in this universe, it's already yours by law. You just have to believe it. You just have to believe it, man. If you have trouble believing it, do please check out my Practical Law of Attraction course. Okay. That'll help you reprogram your subconscious mind. And then also consider booking a one-on-one call with me. Okay. I can help you reprogram your paradigm so that you believe you can achieve what you want in this world, because you absolutely can. Okay. I am a certified master NLP practitioner. I already mentioned this, right? But the whole purpose of NLP is reprogramming our beliefs and our feelings. And I can help you with that, okay? I can help you with that if that's something that you're struggling with. All right, guys, that's all I have for this episode. It was a fun one, wasn't it? Did I bake your noodle? Please tell me I baked your noodle. I'm here for the noodle baking. That's the whole purpose of Woo Wednesday. Tune to the podcast Friday. We're going to go into the origins of nice guy syndrome, what causes it, and we'll wrap it up with one of the breaking free exercises from No More Mr. Nice Guy. Okay. Now, a lot of this stuff too. I tell you guys this stuff, right? This religious history, not so that it challenges your faith at all, but I'll tell you what, your faith does make up your paradigm. And a lot of the stuff I say, you probably get upset by, right? Because you have this ego protection. That's that line we talked about, right? That line there is protecting your paradigm. So when I tell you this stuff, you can do your own research on this. You'll find the same stuff, right? There's historical records of all this stuff, right? But you don't want to believe it because you've been programmed your whole life to believe a certain way. I'm not telling you not to believe that certain way, okay? But I am telling you that the reason why you believe your certain way is because of your paradigm, okay? Now, that paradigm can be serving you. It can be absolutely serving you, right? A lot of law of attraction type stuff, you could think of it as prayer to God. Okay. It doesn't, if that's what you believe in, that, and you fully believe in the power of prayer, there's a reason why the power of prayer is a thing. Okay. Is it God doing the work? Maybe. I don't know. Nobody really knows. Right. Or is it your subconscious mind doing the work? Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why it works. It just works. Okay. Okay. It's like Brian Stone says, if I tell a man that the moon's made out of cheese and it gets him to go to the gym, then by God, the moon's made out of cheese. All right, guys, tune in to the podcast Friday. We're going to be talking about nice guy syndrome. That's going to be a fun one. Guys, like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks for sounding off in the live chat today. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the super chats that help support the show, probably more than anything else. Get on the email list. Follow me on social media. Then get on the email list. The links for all this stuff's in the description. Get my book, Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. It's available on Amazon and Audible. And check out my Practical Law of Attraction course. You guys could take 25% off for today only. So for 24 hours with code WooWednesday25. All right. The link's in the live chat. I'll drop a link after this video in the bottom of the comments. But yeah, if you get, there's a link to the course in the description as well. And just use code WooWednesday at WooWednesday25 at checkout and save 25% on that. Okay. Get in the beer club, beer.comeonmanpod.com. It's a good group of dudes and we're all in there helping each other level up. And then, like I mentioned before, coaching is available. If you go to coaching.comeonmanpod.com, book a call with me. And then if you need more help after this call, I do have a subscription model that's available to sort of have me on retainer, but we could talk about it then. All right. That's all I have, guys. We will see you guys on, oh, wait, hold on. Make sure I don't have any more super chat. Okay, good. Okay. No more super chats. We'll see you guys on Friday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.